ready to go.
Back here in the Bill House Studios, where we know how, but unfortunately, I can't say how the Padres won this game, Tony. Padres fall to the Tigers on opening day 8-2. It was tough. I mean, they fell behind very early in the first inning. Nick Pivetta gives up 4 runs. He wasn't on today. It's going to be tough to win a game when you give up 4 runs in the first inning and you're facing Tarek Skubal.
Yes, on most days that's going to be the case. Today, Nick probably a little amped up. His first opening day start, just didn't have the command. But, there's always tomorrow. It's game 1 of 162.
You know how many people have texted that already?
It's game 1 of 162.
Game 1 of 162. I told Jessica in the KSON studios.
It just is. I mean, listen, we can do this. We can start early if you want, like running our head into the wall.
No.
Being frustrated. We could do that starting today, but it's a long season. We're going to be in a poopy mood for quite a time. Just saying.
Let me just be honest. I thought obviously they have a chance to win the game. I didn't expect them to win this game just because Tarek Skubal is so good. Yeah. Like I came into today thinking if they win, that's great. If they don't, like you said, there's tomorrow.
Yeah. They swung it, and I shouldn't even. They swung it really. I'd say after the inning they scored the 4. I mean, it was the walks that started things off for Nick, but Kevin McGonigal, excuse me. He was polling out there. 4 knocks,
4 for 5 today.
He was impressive. They got a good team. I think people forget they were up 15 and a half games at the break, and then they had an epic collapse, and then they somehow regrouped, win the first series. They push the Mariners to the brink. They go to a game 5. So this ain't like a walk in the park. And tomorrow ain't going to be much easier.
No, Framber Valdez is a very good pitcher as well. We all knew that this was going to be a really tough first 3 games of the season for the Padres. And I just got to tell everyone, again, it's game 1 of 162. A lot of people are kind of upset about today. I understand that. It's exciting. It's opening day, but it doesn't determine the season. And we need to just move past this.
Yeah. I mean, people are going to be upset. That's fine. We can't stop that.
We cannot stop that. No. Now let's talk about the lineup, because after all of the lineup talk, all spring training, and it's more me and Chris talking about it.
I was going to say, it's not just you and Chris. The lineup talk is for I mean, listen, I sat out there every day and listened to whether it was AJ, whether it was Kevin. Someone was asking, even if it wasn't about the top of the line, they were asking about the lineup, how it shapes. And you just knew, if we took the time to listen to Craig at all, he pretty much said he was going to be experimenting and trying to figure out who fit where. He said it today that, listen, this is game 1 of 162. The lineup is not going to be set like this every day. We're going to experiment. We're going to try some guys in different spots, and then hopefully they eventually find what they're looking for. I don't even know that today they can say they didn't find what they're looking for. It'd be Tarek Skubal was Tarek Skubal. You had he came out maybe not with his foot all the way on the gas in the first, but he was still pitching, and then he turned it up. Yeah. He was like 96 to start. Then he was like 98, 99. Kind of just, then that changeup came out. I don't even know if he used
that changeup is nasty.
It's funny. The first changeup he threw in the game, I'm watching from. I was like, oh, he slowed his whole body down.
Yeah,
you could see that, but then he didn't slow it down the rest.
I was there for the first 3 innings, and every time he threw a changeup, I could see that the ball came out slower. But it was just
the first
so
two
good.
Couple he threw, it was like he was trying to get his body because he kind of slowed his. It wasn't just that the ball came out, but typically as a hitter, you look for some tells, and his whole, because he has a kind of I don't want to say it's a violent windup, but he got a lot going on. Leg kick, I mean, high leg kick. And so you could see it, but then I couldn't find it the rest of the game.
That's why he's so good.
And I see, okay, that's why nobody else is seeing it, probably.
Yeah, and when he gets spotted 4 runs before he even steps on the mound, I mean, coming out there, he's like, all right, let's go. Yeah. I can do this. Pitching really free. Yeah. And
not that he needed the 4 runs to do
he didn't need any runs, but it when I wanted to go there to see Tarek Skubal because he's that good. And we all got to see why he's so good. It's just unfortunate the Padres were on the wrong side. Now,
I definitely thought about you today.
me, why?
Yeah. When I saw Paul Skeens come out the game, because you were making such a big deal. And here's Scooble, went home early, and he's shoving it down our throat. And Paul Skeens, who was Captain America because he stayed, didn't make it out the first.
You're not the first person.
We'll get to that later.
Okay,
we'll stay on the
All right. Yeah, Nick Pivetta didn't go to the World Baseball Classic either, and he had a tough day. But I back to the lineup. I mean, I can understand why they want Fernando at the top for today specifically, just because the opening day, you're facing a tough pitcher. If Fernando is able to jump on something early, it gets the team going. But I can say that it did look and feel better as the game went along. The at-bats were better. Obviously, once Tarek Skubal came out of the game, things were better. But Xander Bogaerts today hit 4 balls over 100 miles an hour. And he went 2 for 4. He was the MVP, if there is one, of this game. There
wasn't one, just so you know.
Okay, well, he is the best player on the team for today.
Bat the best, for sure.
I mean, over 4 balls over 100 miles an hour. That's good stuff.
I mean, it is, but it's he hit the ball hard. That's kind of what they've been preaching, really all spring. And I think Bogey has been the subject of conversation for the last couple of years. And, I think a lot of it's kind of unfair. Maybe it's because everybody keeps looking at what he got on the open market, but that's what he got. And, I mean, he's had I think Xander's set up I think he's going to have a good year. I do. We'll see how it unfolds, but he was another one that swung the bat really good. Now, a lot of that didn't translate. His translated today. Like the spring he had translated to what we saw today. Not very many other guys, but again, Tarek Skubal's on the mound. So he can make a lot of people look like that.
Yes, he can. Manny Machado got a hit today. Fernando got a hit today. Ramon Laureano got a home run today. And those were the 4 guys who got a hit. But you got to like that they at least put some runs up on the board. They had opportunities today. They were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They had the bases loaded late in the game. They started the game with guys on first and third, couldn't get anyone in. It's just the formula.
What were they?
What?
What were they runners in scoring position?
0 for 6.
You think that's a lot of opportunities?
No. I mean, they had more opportunities than I thought they would against Skubal. That bases loaded came when he was out of the game at the end.
Yeah,
it was a 7th inning or 8th inning.
8th, I think.
They got 2 guys on in the first. Couldn't do anything with that. But I'm just happy that they had opportunities, to be honest with you. What did you think of the bullpen today? Ron Marinaccio came out there. Bradley Rodriguez pitched really well today.
I was happy to see Bradley throw the ball well because he had kind of I don't want to say he struggled, but it was inconsistent. He threw a lot of balls, had few too many walks there at the end, but he threw the ball really good today. I mean, nothing the bullpen really does surprises me. I mean, Bradley, David, Wandy, they all threw the ball well, but by that time the game was kind of already out of hand. So turn the page, get ready tomorrow for Humber Valdez, although a different type of pitcher, an equally challenging opponent nonetheless.
I heard you and Jesse talking about when I was driving back over here, and he's a ground ball pitcher, so it's much different, and hopefully they can get to him, because I don't know. I mean, if today they lose and then they go on to win the next 2 games, it's not that big of a deal, but you don't want to start in that 0-3 hole, and I know it's not that big of a deal, but you don't. We didn't get to see what Chris wanted to see today, Tony. A marathon of ABS challenges.
Yeah, I think yours is going to be dead ass wrong on this.
I think he is too.
It's not shaping up well for him.
He keeps bringing it up like it's the craziest thing in the world.
We should, moving forward, we shouldn't even say nothing when we should let him bring it up. We'll talk about it and move on. Just leave it out there. Maybe egg him on to keep thinking it's going to happen.
Yeah, Chris, did you see? They almost had 2 guys in a row doing that, man. That's not going to happen.
You know what I know is there seemed to be a lot more, and it goes for yesterday too, a lot more gun shy challenges. Guys thinking about it, but it's they. And here's the other thing, unless I know most teams are doing this, they all probably have some type of information that kind of tells you good time to challenge, bad time to challenge, okay time to challenge. There's so much information out there. I can't imagine having to remember that man, is this the inning I can challenge? Is this the count I can challenge? And you're trying to get Tarek Skubal out there.
Yeah.
And you have, your outfield alignment in your back pocket, like where you need to go. There's just so much information. Now you got to add is this the right time to challenge? I saw at least 3 guys go,
I saw that too, kind of. There's a couple times where I was like, oh man, they should challenge that, but we're seeing strategy already.
For sure.
And we got to save our challenges for later in the game.
Now, and this game got out of hand, so it really didn't matter at that point. But you could definitely see the switch has turned from spring training where we were seeing it was almost everybody challenging everything, and to now where it's like, all right, we got to make sure we use these properly.
ABS challenge today. Javi Baez won his challenge. It was a strike and overturned to a ball. So there you go. First challenge in Petco Park history. Now, I know you probably don't have much on this, but Craig Stammen, how do you think he managed his first game?
He didn't manage his first game.
There wasn't much to do.
He didn't have a chance to. He made 2 moves? 3 moves? Pitching moves. So he brought in 3 pitchers and he put Castellanos in. So, yeah, I mean, you can't grade him on that. And I think over time, that'll start to show itself. But nothing he could have done about today.
Yeah, Padres fans showed up today.
I wonder how often we're going to get to see him in his uniform.
What do you mean?
Can you picture? I mean, Mike Shea, I guess, had his top on.
Yeah, but a lot of managers they
wear the over. They usually don't have their
AJ Hinch had his jersey. Maybe it was because it's opening day or something like that.
We'll see what the look is moving forward.
Yeah. What is it like standing on that line on opening day? Like
it's cool. It's cool. It's super cool to be a part of it. It's even more cool to be in the starting lineup and like have to run out of the dugout.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I could say as a kid, that was outside of like getting to the big leagues, that was the thing that I wanted to do most.
Was running out of the dugout.
Hear my name, run out the dugout, do the high five. I think that's.
Did you get to do that?
Oh yeah, I got to do it more than a couple times. I got to do it about 4 times.
That's awesome.
Something like that.
I was really disappointed there's no cable cars or anything for them to like dance around. So
it's a little different feel here in San Diego. Huh?
Oh man,
no Netflix production.
No, I had a friend text me who was at the game last night and took a picture of the cable cars and was like, "Does Petco have this?" I'm like, "That was lame, dude.
It was lame.
It was so lame.
It was lame." There's no getting around it.
I shouldn't have thought last night, man, the Padres are going to be much better than the Giants were today because the Giants ended up losing that game, 7-0 last night. It was a bad night for the Giants. Logan Webb gave up 7 runs.
I tell you what, and listen, I don't have a dog in the fight, but the Tony Vitello watch is going to be intense as this year goes along.
I feel that too. Is it just because of how he got the job, or is it because of how he's so he's so outspoken about things?
I don't think it's either of those things. I honestly think that it is more about you don't see a coach hired out of the collegiate realm
without any major league
we got a bunch of gatekeepers in Major League Baseball.
That's true.
And so, I listen. I would like to see him have success because it could open the door for some other guys, down the line. But don't make no mistake about it. If this fails, it's probably going to be a long time before another college coach gets an opportunity to manage. But that's not to say that I think he's going to do good or bad. But I know that is going to be something that as the year goes on, people will be paying close attention to.
I feel like they're going to try to get under his skin too. People like not people within baseball,
How so?
But just kind of taunting him a little bit because he was so upset about this whole Tennessee thing. I've already heard a few of the Giants fans telling him to go back to Tennessee, which is a little bit early for that. I mean, it's not a popular hire.
Go back to Tennessee.
It's not a popular hire, but I would never yell "Go back to Tennessee" at someone.
First of all, I mean, I guess I could see again. That's the gatekeeping, right? It's not a popular hire. I get it. In past, and listen, I haven't been in college in 26 years, but 23 years.
That's a long time.
But there was a time where college coaches conducted themselves a certain way. I don't know that that's true anymore. I think college coaches, especially in baseball, have had to adapt. They're more information driven. And so I don't know that it's a whole lot different outside of you're not coaching grown men making a whole lot of money. And so we'll see. I don't have a, like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm interested as everybody else to see how it goes.
All right. Padres lose on opening day 8-2. Tigers 8 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. Padres 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Nick Pivetta takes the L. Went 3 innings today. Struck out 4, walked 3, gave up 6 runs. But as you said, is another day tomorrow, and the Padres will be back out there. When we get back here on Gwynn and Chris, we are going to go through baseball. There was a lot that happened today. A crazy result for Paul Skeens in the it's not in the Bronx. No, that's where the Yankees play. It's in Queens, right?
Yes.
Okay. Crazy result in Queens. We'll get to all of it when we get back here on 97.3 The Fan.
Gwynn and Chris is available in podcast form. You can listen to
Back here in the Bill House Studios, where we know how, 97.3 The Fan, and all guests join us on the SDCCU Fan Hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking, it's better. We're going to get into some of the scores that happened today around baseball. There's still one game to be played. The Diamondbacks and the Dodgers are going to start at 5:30. I'm sorry, there's two games, and then the Guardians and the Mariners are going to start at 7:10. But before we get to those other games today, Joe Musgrove spoke to the media before the game. We're wondering when he's going to come back. And here's what he told everyone this morning.
Where this plan comes in, like when you have to ease off?
Yeah, I mean, this was kind of, I don't want to say part of the plan the whole way through, but we expected to have some kind of setback or some kind of delay in throwing at some point in the year, whether it's due to health stuff or due to inning limit. I'm hoping that, the physical stuff I was feeling is pretty much gone now. I feel a lot better. But looking at, the total of a year, the realisticness of me getting 180, 200 innings and making all my starts wasn't great. So a little break was going to be needed at some point. Hopefully this is the break that I needed, and I can kind of go start to finish from when I do get back on the mound.
What was it that you were feeling in the aftermath?
Just the same stuff I've been feeling all the way through, just aches and pains at release that, aren't feeling normal. And for how I was feeling in spring training, the idea of getting through a full season with how I was feeling wasn't very realistic to me. So, didn't want to go into the season and make my return with this feeling in the back of my mind that any moment the arm could give out on me again, and not give out in a super negative way. It's just, aches and things that I've been dealing with from the surgery that are, I'm trying to figure out how to manage them and how to work around them. So I'm not overly concerned with this. They're not overly concerned. This is kind of just the rest that I needed to get ready for the season.
So sorry because I missed this, but do you have a timeline? Or you
I don't have a timeline yet. No, we're throwing and feeling good physically right now. So as long as we keep having good days, we'll keep pushing in the right direction.
Is this something where you just can't replicate competition? And when you get in competition,
Yeah. I mean, there are things that, I was feeling a little bit leading into spring training and going through surgery for the first time like this. I don't know what I should be feeling like. So a big part of me thought that this is kind of the aches and pains and the troubles of building back up after missing a year. And I just never really hit that stride where I broke through and started feeling better. And it was kind of trending in the opposite direction to where I was having more and more trouble every day getting ready. So all minor things, like I said, the MRIs look great. The graft, everything looks really good. It's just inflammation and issues that, I deal with of missing a year and getting built back up. So
you had an MRI recently just to check?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
You think you were working pretty hard last season to get back potentially in October? Do you think that's had any effect?
Not necessarily, because I felt pretty good towards the end of the year there. We took a little break because I was, pushing things a little bit faster than we expected. They caught up with me a little bit. We took those few weeks, and in the Chicago series, I was actually feeling a lot better and getting back on the mound, and hopefully the CS or World Series appearance, was in our reaches. But being eliminated, we ended up shutting down for a couple weeks and taking some rest, and then coming back off of that rest, I didn't feel quite as good throughout the buildup of the offseason. Nothing that prohibited me from throwing, just, not feeling as free and consistent, during the throwing, and then the recovery stuff was a little more difficult. And again, I kind of chalked that up to just the process of building back up, and was hoping to hit that stride and break through and start feeling better, and just never really came. So I feel it's important to address it now instead of forcing my way into the start of the season and missing a bigger chunk of time. So
Joe, in your mind, this is not a setback in any way. This is pretty much what you expected.
I mean, yeah, it's a setback, I guess, because I looked at coming into camp and breaking with the team and being ready opening day. I was very aware of the possibility of this being an option. Was just hoping not to face it, and physically how I felt, it became more of a realistic thing, as spring went on. And again, I was just kind of holding on to hope that, one day I would break through and feel better, and just never came. So this is it's not a shock to me. Obviously, I didn't want it to go this way, but I'm ready for it mentally and physically.
How much of it have Sam in and Dave told you to be brutally honest with yourself?
Yeah.
And how you feel?
I mean, it's been like that the whole way through. I think I've been around the game long enough. I know my body well. I've pitched through pain and discomfort for a long time, so I know what I'm capable of handling. And, I think them giving me the freedom to go out there and kind of control it on my own and tell them when I need a break and when things aren't feeling right. It's worked out well for us so far. So.
Is that a relief when the MRI came back normal? Like, did you worry that maybe there was something else going on?
I mean, you look at an MRI after a Tommy John and it never looks great. So, there's always the idea of looking at something and finding something that you don't feel. And then as an athlete, you kind of create this thing in your head that there is something there that maybe you weren't feeling before, but now you see it on the imaging. So I personally haven't even looked at the image. I just told him, tell me what's wrong. If there's something serious, we'll address it. If not, I don't even want to see it. So I feel physically good right now, and I'm heading in the right direction.
So he said it was kind of, he didn't say it was planned, but it was it's not the worst thing in the world for Joe Musgrove to be missing time right now. Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Is there a question? Or just a statement there?
It's kind of a statement, but like, how do you think they're going to handle Joe this year? Are they going to just be ultra conservative with him?
I think we have to remind ourselves that Joe's been throwing for quite some time. I know we didn't see him last year, but remember, he was building up. He was trying to build himself up to, had the Padres gotten out of that first round, he might have been available to pitch. So he had a whole off season where he was throwing. And I think the whole time, and Stam said this during camp, that they knew at some point there was going to be a shutdown. It just so happened to be after his first start. I think he threw 50 pitches, something around there. He wasn't feeling that great after. And so the slowdown is happening now. And, I think it's a reminder that although we get to this day, it's a huge day, it's opening day, you still got like 161 games to go. So, if Joe doesn't throw the baseball in games 1 through 10, and he makes the rest of his starts, that's a win. If he has to take another, start off here, I think that's fine. You want to get him through the year healthy, and most importantly, if the team has a chance in postseason, you certainly want him to be available for that part. So I would expect that there's a little, I'm not going to use the word baby, that they're gonna play this safe.
Yeah.
All year.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think that's the right thing to do. So that was what Joe Musgrove said. We also have Nick Pivetta. I guess if you want to go to 97.3 The Fan SD, there's a ton of audio and a ton of video from today's game. But here's what Nick Pivetta said about his outing.
Nick, what happened today?
Disconnected, out of rhythm. Didn't make pitches when I needed to. Kind of let it snowball me. Just wasn't able to make the adjustment today.
Are you able to take a look at like it's opening day adrenaline and say, that won't be the case next time? I mean, do you attribute anything to that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the ideal world. Of course, I would love that game back, but that's not reality. That's not how the world works. Just look to capitalize on the couple days off that I have here. Get a good bullpen status, get back to who I am.
Do you chalk that up to anything? Just the disconnection? Anything specific that you can?
It's kind of hard to explain in the moment. I think it's just kind of something that happens. I'm human. I have errors and I make mistakes, and sometimes I just don't make the right adjustments at the right moments.
Nick, the fastball on the curve. I mean, they're what get you through most when you don't have those. When you're not, what is that like out there on the mound? What are you trying to do there?
I mean, I think for me, I'm just trying to get into a better rhythm, trying to get ahead of hitters. I still have really good elite pitches. It's just, when nothing's in the zone and you're behind guys, it's very difficult in the big leagues.
Really happy with bouncing back in the second and just kind of giving yourself.
Sure, if you want to say that, but I didn't get the job done in the third. So, it's kind of one or the other wasn't there.
Do you have a good bullpen before the game? How'd that feel?
Felt good. Usual part of my routine is to get off the mound and throw a couple pitches, so normal.
I think Nick Pivetta, Tony, is a guy who's able to flush things very quickly, it seems like. Because he seems like a guy who focuses on the present. When the other day when they were asking about starting opening day and all that, he was like, I just want to focus on pitching on opening day. That's it. I don't want to think about the rest of the season. It's a long season. But he does seem like a guy who can flush it.
Oh, yeah. He's a pro. I mean, Nick's been in the league for a long time. So, and it certainly isn't the first start that he's had. It might be the first opening day start that he's had like this, but he's had starts where he struggled or couldn't command it. And, typically what we saw last year and a few times he did that, he bounced back very well. So I have no doubt he'll bounce back or figure out a way to bounce back. But it definitely was rough for him today. I don't know if it was because he was amped up, but it's been a while, I feel like, since we've seen him not be able to command the fastball.
Yeah, that was the problem. And from where I was sitting in the beginning of the game, it looked like some of his pitches were close. I didn't really was the zone tight today?
Yeah, of course.
It was extremely tight.
They know they got an ABS on them.
That is true.
They're getting graded regardless. Like, I know we have this ABS and everybody's like, okay, well, they'll just challenge. No, I mean, these umpires, they get incentives to get into the postseason and advance.
True.
So they don't want to go out and just depend on ABS. They would prefer not to have you challenge.
At all, yeah. They don't want that.
They want to get it right. Either way, whether they get it right or get it wrong, they're being graded. So, yeah, I expect to see the zone continue to be tight. I think overall it should help the offenses.
Offenses, that is correct. All right, what happened around Major League Baseball today? Well, Paul Skeens has an ERA of 67.5 so far, Tony. He went 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 5 runs. He struck out only 1. He walked 2. The Mets put up 5 runs in the first inning, and then they ended up scoring 11. But the Pirates didn't go down quietly. They scored 7 runs. O'Neal Cruz had a pretty bad misplay in center field.
Oh, my God. The tweet of the day. I almost sent this to you.
What?
Joel Embiid.
Oh, no.
Hopped in the chat.
Oh, no.
And he said, well, O'Neal, you better get ready to learn DH. I thought it was hilarious.
Joel Embiid from the top rope,
right?
Man. That's brutal. That is absolutely brutal.
He didn't do. And listen, he's somewhat new to the position, but he certainly didn't do Paul any favors out there. Now, one of them was a sun ball.
Yeah.
Chalk it up. He doesn't, unless you got welding glasses, which you can't see anything else if you're wearing them. So the sun's going to be undefeated. The other one he misplayed, and that one cost him, I believe, 3 runs on that one.
It did. It cleared the bases, and it was all over after that. Brandon Lau, first game with the Pirates. It's 2 home runs today. Tries in 3. You also have Ryan O'Hearn, former Padre, going 2 for 4 today. Either way, I
won't be surprised he has a big year. He is. I mean, he wanted to go to Pittsburgh and kind of. He talked about helping them get to some winning. So I think that man's motivated.
I do too. Just in the little time that he was here, you can he means business.
Yeah.
He's not a jokester whatsoever. Let's go to the next game. Milwaukee Brewers beat the White Sox 14-2 today. Now, the White Sox ended up with a home run in their first batter of the game or of the season.
They were like, oh, this is
it.
Madrigal went deep. They were like, oh, this is going to be a new year, baby. New year, new us.
And then they proceeded to give up 14 runs after that.
And proceeded to strike out 20 times on the offensive side.
Same year, same us.
It quickly was deflated after Madrigal's homer.
Medroth.
Was it Medroth?
Yeah,
oh, Medroth.
Right. On the other side, Brewers, everybody hit, but the thing everybody's talking about, Jacob Mizorowski went 5 innings, only gave up 2 hits and struck out 11 while walking 3. I'm curious to see how this guy does this year. They put a lot of pressure on him last year to be great, and he kind of wilted a little bit, but anyway, 11 strikeouts is nothing to sneeze at, Tony.
No, nothing to sneeze at all. And how many innings he go?
He went 5.
Went 5 innings, got his 5 innings of work. Team had 14 runs, so he was good to go.
Nationals, there's some surprising scores for the first day of the season. Nationals and Cubs. Nationals win 10-4. They scored 6 runs in the 4th inning.
Who started for them today?
The Nationals?
No, for the Cubs.
For the Cubs, I believe it was Matthew Boyd. Yes, it was Boyd. He went 3 2/3, giving up 6 earned runs. For the Nationals, they started Cavalli. He went 3 2/3, but good for the Nationals. In the picking the hit today for us, Chris picked Stephen Kwan, so he is still yet to play. I picked Ian Happ, and thankfully Ian Happ got a hit because I need to start. I can't let Chris beat me in this streak thing. Anyway, there's not really much to talk about there. James Wood went 0 for 5. Next game.
What did CJ do?
CJ, he actually drove in a bunch of runs earlier in the game in that 6-run inning. CJ Abrams went 1 for 4. He drove in 2 runs. So at least he did that. Weimer went 3 for 3 in the game. Twins and Orioles. Orioles win 2-1. Tyler O'Neill did not hit a home run today.
I know his streak broke.
Hey, what was it? 6 straight opening days with a home run. Yeah. That's pretty incredible, I gotta say. Trevor Rogers went. He had a day for himself for the Orioles. He ended up going 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, walked 4, and struck out 5. And Adley Rutschman went 2 for 4. Pete Alonso, what did he do today? 0 for 3, struck out twice. So Baltimore wins that one. Red Sox over the Reds, 3-0. This is disappointing for Andrew Abbott because he went 6 innings. He did give up 7 hits, but he gave up no runs. Struck out 4. He ends up losing the game. And Sal Stewart, Manny Machado's.
Oh, yeah.
Are they friends or are they like
his mentor?
A mentor.
Yeah.
He went 3 for 4 today. So
he's a baller too.
Red Sox, Rowan Anthony. What do you think about him? He looks like he's going to be good because he went 3 for 4 today.
You think it was by accident that they ended up on a USA team with all these studs we got?
No, I just didn't know. I mean,
that's fair. It's. I don't think it's hard. He's on the East Coast, so unless you are staying up to watch, I guess not staying up. I guess unless you are tuning in back east to watch the Red Sox, which I don't know that they're that fun to watch. He's a good player though.
It is fun when Crochet's on the mound for them. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 8. Fun for the Red Sox fans. Yeah,
certainly not fun for the hitters.
No, we saw something similar to that today. Exactly. Okay, in San Diego, Angels win. Angels win. Do you think Artie Moreno's like furious that they actually won a game?
You think this is like Major League where they're mad?
Yeah,
gonna make it as bad as possible before they can lose more games?
Yeah, Artie Moreno's like, man, we got to lose games, and the Angels are not having. Do you think they have one of those things in the clubhouse where they pull off a piece of his suit or something?
I don't know if they want to see Artie like that.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. Rays and Cardinals. Cardinals win 9-7. Phillies and Rangers. Phillies win 5-3. Kyle Schwarber hit a home run in his first at bat today. So things are right in the world. But that's what happened around baseball. Again, there's still 2 games to go. Diamondbacks and Dodgers, and Guardians and Mariners starting at 7:10 p.m. Any final thoughts, Tony? Thank you for joining us. I know you've had a very, very long day. Any final thoughts on today's game before you head out?
No, flush it. Get ready for tomorrow. Tony Gwynn opening day.
Tony Gwynn opening day. Everybody show up. 46,000.
I was telling Annie Halbert earlier today that he might be disappointed now because Tony Gwynn open day ain't the same as when he was playing. Like people are still showing up in droves now.
They are.
You ain't gonna be able to ease into your routine, buddy, because Tony Gwynn open day ain't what it used to be.
I loved when I went into the press box and I'm like, man, this place is crowded. And just wait until like May 19th when I'm in there. Yeah. And it's like me
game
and
against
Frank.
The Pirates, as a matter of fact, unless Gaines is pitching. Then
everybody's going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. I actually scored my the game today, Tony, on my phone, which is I can
tell you real quick a story that happened to me today. I started to put it on IG, but I didn't get enough time. But I woke up today, going through my stuff, trying to make sure I had everything, and I couldn't find my pen to the iPad.
Oh no!
And I have to have it, and so I didn't write anything down until 11 o'clock. Thankfully, my awesome wife went and picked me up one because I couldn't find it. I called here. I had them looking in both studios.
Wow!
I don't know where it went. It put me in a spiral there for most of the morning.
How much does said pen cost?
I think it's like $70, something like that.
What does it do other than write on the screen?
It's an electronic pen. It might not be 70. I'm guessing. I was going
to say, does it call an Uber for you as well?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
But it was almost a bad day.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. Waking up on opening day and not having one of your major
completely
tools
put me in a poopy mood for like a couple hours, and then I was good.
Then you got there and everything was fine.
Yes.
But I did score the game on my phone because someone told me if you want to remember things that happen in the game, score it.
Yeah, for sure.
And you will. And there was a lot of pitches thrown by Nick Pivetta. That's all I know. And I was hitting that ball button a bunch. But anyway, all right.
Wait, you scored it on what?
On my phone.
Hitting that ball button?
Yeah, ball or strike. Like, we don't have the fancy one like yours. Like, we're not drawing on the screen. It just keeps track. And like, if it's a strike, a foul, or whatever.
So it's a digital.
It's a digital score
keep. Okay.
Yeah, but what's really annoying is when someone gets a hit and they say, "How did this guy get to first base?" I'm like, I just gave him a hit. That's how he got to first base, and they want you to say that the runner advanced.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing here?
This is on this.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I just gave the guy a single. That's how he got on first base. You stupid app. Anyway,
still working out the kinks. It sounds like.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work out the kinks. But anyway, thank you, Tony. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be back with the Scraby Show on 97.3
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
0-2 pitch. Green swings and misses. Strike three. Another changeup, another K, and a 1-2-3-6 turned in by Bradley Rodriguez.
And there you go. There were very few moments of joy today for the Padres, but that was one of them. Bradley Rodriguez looking very good, and Xander Bogaerts looking very good today. We'll talk about Xander in a little bit. We'll also hear from some of the players after the game, and we'll just continue to talk about what happened today. And I'm seeing a lot of down Padres fans right now on social media, and I get it. I do. I went to the park today thinking, hey, this is going to be fun. It's opening day. It's against Tarek Skubal. It's against a good team like the Tigers. In the back of my head, I said, I don't know how many runs they're going to get off of Tarek Skubal. I don't know how many runs Nick Pivetta is going to give up. And I got my answers. Unfortunately, Nick Pivetta just did not have a great day today. He ended up allowing 4 runs in the first inning. And when you spot Tarek Skubal with 4 runs before he even heads out to the mound to pitch, you've already put yourself, it's almost like it was a 10-0 game by the time he went out there and pitched. So here's my thing. 1 of 162, and you faced probably the best pitcher in baseball today. He made the Padres look like he makes everyone look, which is not great. He's won back-to-back Cy Young awards. And if you're thinking, hey, the Padres blew it today, do I want to win? Yeah. But I honestly, you can't really expect for them to win against a guy like Tarek Skubal, and then when you give him 4 runs before he even steps on the mound, you 1,000%, and we're back to the 1,000%, 1,000% cannot expect your team to win in that situation. Nick Pivetta went 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 6 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 4. He threw a ton of pitches. He threw 69 pitches, only 42 of them for strikes. And when we were up in the press box, like in the first, I was there from the first inning until about midway through the 3rd inning, and then I had to make my way up here to do the show and everything. But when we were watching, it seemed like he was getting squeezed. And when I went back and looked, it wasn't as egregious as I thought it was, but I do feel like some of his pitches were strikes, and we didn't really see. We only saw it once with Javi Baez with the ABS challenge. So that's another little wrinkle that we could talk about as we go along. But when you have your starting pitcher go 3 innings and give up 6 runs, it's just not ever going to go well. Then you put Ron Marinaccio in. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, struck out 2. We just heard the highlight from Bradley Rodriguez. He went 2 innings. He struck out 3. He looked great. He looked really good. That changeup was awesome. David Morgan, favorite of the show, went an inning, gave up a hit, walked 1, struck out 1, no runs. And then Wandy Peralta finished out the game, pitching an inning, giving up 1 hit, not striking out anyone, but no runs. So you have to love what the bullpen did today. You have to love what Bradley Rodriguez did today. And so we're going to take what we can from this, and we're going to move forward. That's really all that it is. We have to move forward. And I know that people aren't going to like me saying that, but it's the truth. We got a long season ahead. And if they end up winning the next 2 games and they win this series, then we really don't have anything to complain about. All you got to do is win series. We're going back to that. Because we did it last year, we're going to do it this year. All you need to do is win series. It doesn't matter if you win opening day. As long as you win the series, you're in a good spot. And that's what they're going to have to go for tomorrow. Now, I will say this about the lineup. And Tony and I talked about it last hour. But it doesn't make any sense to me to really not have Fernando hit leadoff the entire spring training. Now, I know he did here and there, but And I know that he hit leadoff for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic. But when I got that lineup, I was like, really? Really? This is interesting. Because I thought we weren't going to go with this Fernando in the cleanup spot. I didn't. There's part of me that understands why Fernando was put at the leadoff spot, because he is lightning in a bottle. And say he takes Skubal deep in the first at bat of the game, that just pumps the stadium up, it pumps his team up, and it provides everyone energy. So I understand why you put him there. And I understand why you want to give Skubal a tough first out. But I don't know what happened to the plan of having Fernando clean up. Now, he's going to probably, well, not probably, he's going to be the 4-hitter at some point. But I found that very strange. And it was just like, I thought maybe Xander Bogaerts would be at the top. I didn't think there was going to be a lefty. I knew there was going to be a righty at the top. But with the way Xander was hitting the ball today, you should see him in the leadoff spot tomorrow. Or you could play the game of, well, he did so well in the second spot today, you need to keep him in the second spot. But I didn't go as hard in the paint as Chris did with the he won't be leading off on opening day. But I think one of my best qualities is that I am not afraid to admit when I was wrong. And I was wrong. I was wrong about this. I thought we were past this, but we're not past this. And the reason they lost the game is not because Fernando hit leadoff. Let me tell you that. The reason they lost the game is because Nick Pivetta gave up 4 runs in the first inning, gave up 6 overall. So it's not about Fernando, but it is the lineup construction. Even if they move it around this year, I really do feel like Fernando's best spot is in the 4 spot. Again, it wouldn't have helped today, but when you have some sort of preconceived notion of how it's going to go, like we all did, well, first, I shouldn't have that preconceived thought because it's not a thought built on any fact. But it irked me this morning. It irked me a little bit when I saw that lineup and I saw Fernando at the top. I just didn't really. I was like, what? What? How? That's how I went. That's what I did. Rod says, wish Nick Castellanos played today. Time to build his confidence and get him in the game. I understand why they went with Gavin Sheets today. He came in as the starting first baseman, and they probably feel better defensively with Gavin Sheets at first base. But he did have a tough ask today. He had to face the best lefty in the game as a lefty. So it's going to be tough no matter what. But Nick Castellanos got in there at the end. He made some contact, didn't make enough contact, and he stranded some guys on base. So I would think that we're going to see some Nick Castellanos more this weekend, maybe even tomorrow night. But I do think they're going to stick with Gavin Sheets for the foreseeable future. They're going to give him a real go at first base, and they're going to make sure that he feels good at first base. Nick Castellanos needs to feel good at first base as well, but at the same time, you're sacrificing Gavin Sheets' bat. And I think right now, I guess I should ask you, do we trust Nick Castellanos' bat more than we trust Gavin Sheets' at bat? His bat? I think I'm going to go with Gavin Sheets just because we've seen what he did last year, and I feel like he earned it. But he started heating up at the end of spring, and Gavin Sheets, for the most part of spring, was working on taking walks and working on letting close pitches go instead of swinging at them. So I know there's improvement in there, and it is only game 1. And it is hard to top your second opening day with the Padres when Gavin Sheets last year hit a late home run against the Braves to help the Padres win that game. And then they ended up going 7-0. 7-0. What is going on with my brain? They ended up going 7-0. Obviously, that's not going to happen here. But all I need is for them to win the series. That's all I need. Katie says it's game 1. Not sure now. I think Sheets earned an opening day start. He definitely did. And that's why he was in there today. So we're going to go through some more of the game. I know that Chris Ello is going to be joining me as soon as his game is done with the San Diego State women. Now, I got to tell you about that because they're playing Kansas. Ooh, things have changed. Right before I took the air, I checked the score, and San Diego State women were up by 2 against Kansas at the Allen Fieldhouse. And now, with 1:45 left to go in quarter number 4, Kansas leads 80-74. So keep an eye on that, but we will most likely be joined by Chris at some point in the show. We'll go over what Xander Bogaerts did today, because I really do think it is a good thing to talk about, and I think it's a good thing that we give him his due, because if Xander can hit the ball, I know it's not going to be like this all the time, but if Xander can hit the ball like he was hitting the ball today, he's going to have a solid year, a very solid year. And I'll give you a hint. He hit all 4 of his balls in play today at over 100 miles an hour. So he was seeing the ball well. He was connecting with the ball. He put that barrel on the ball, and he had the best swings of the day for the Padres. Absolutely. So we'll talk about that when we get back. And if you have any topics, you can go to the chat. You can watch on Facebook, 97.3 The Fan. You could also go to YouTube, 97.3 The Fan. You can go to the Gwynn and Chris YouTube. There's no Scraby Show YouTube today because we already had the Gwynn and Chris open, but Gwynn and Chris on YouTube, Gwynn and Chris SD. X 97.3 The Fan SD, and my X at Matt Scraby, MATTSKRA, B as in boy, Y. Katie says, yes, win the series, but I wanted today. I wanted today too. But if the Padres won today and lost the next 2, I would be very sad. Be very sad, and I wouldn't care about an opening day win. So we're going to go to break. And when we get back, Xander Bogaerts. I have to call him Xanda. I like calling him Xanda. Woods got me in the Xanda mode. So Xanda Bogaerts, what he did next on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey.
Back here in the Bill House Studios, where we know how. 97.3 The Fan, The Scraby Show. Matt Scraby, thank you for joining me. Unfortunately, after a Padres opening day loss, although I was down there for the first couple innings, and the fans showed up. The fans, what did they say? Showed up and showed out. They were great today. So if you were one of those fans in attendance, just know you were great. I mean, there was a record attendance today, over 40-something thousand people. I mean, San Diego Padres fans, I would have to say, are putting their name as the best fans in baseball. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I have friends that, the Giants, they used to sell out all the time, and then they started to slip, but they kept counting their sellouts because of purchased tickets, even though there was a ton of empty seats. But Padres fans have been doing awesome. A little bit weird that the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks are on NBC right now. I know that they started their new baseball broadcast. What is it? Sunday Night Baseball. So they're doing that, but it's still strange to see a game on NBC. We'll have to get used to that. Now, the Aztecs women's, they're trying to make a comeback. 23 seconds. Kansas leading 81-78. I'll let you know what happened. I heard Woods' commercial about how if you want to make fun of sports stars or you want to hear someone make fun of sports stars or make fun of us, I'll make fun of myself all day long. And so when I was trying to do the video, I've been trying to I've been trying to make the video. I've been trying to do it a different way because I want more control over the video. I feel like sometimes when I'm switching into videos and stuff, it just doesn't look great. So I'm trying to use this thing called OBS, which I know many people out there know. But one of the things about OBS and my computer that I have that I run into this problem is that when I plug multiple cameras in and I have to switch them, it sometimes gets confused and then it just cancels out my cameras. So it doesn't even see the camera anymore. So this whole time I've been going online. I've been Googling about it. I think I figured it out, but I'm not going to try that again until I figure it out for 100%, because that was stressful and it wasn't ready for the prime time. My new way of doing the video wasn't ready for the prime time. So thank you to everybody for sticking with us a little bit earlier. Now, the Dodgers 0-0 against the Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll just got a hit, top of the fourth inning. Let's talk about Xander Bogaerts, though, because Xander Bogaerts took a lot of heat last year. As he should have for certain parts of the season. But Xander Bogaerts today went 2 for 4. And he was seeing the ball well. Now, I added it up and I made sure I went to the calculator. He saw 17 pitches today. 6 in his first at bat, 4 in his second at bat, 5 in his third at bat, and then 2 in his final at bat. Those first 3 at bats were against Tarek Skubal. So he was driving up the pitch count on Tarek Skubal. But if you look at what he did in the first... Actually, he didn't see 2 pitches in his final at bat. I did that backwards. He saw 2 pitches in his first at bat. Anyway, he hit the first ball in the 5.5 hole at 104.5 miles an hour. And if you don't know what that means, that's a very, very good exit velocity. Those are home run exit velocities in certain parks. In his second at bat in the bottom of the third, he saw 5 pitches and he hit the ball. The exit velocity was 108 miles an hour. So again, seeing the ball very well. And let me tell you, you do not get to 108 mile an hour exit velocity unless you were barreling that ball up. And so they barreled the ball up. He had 104.5 in his first at bat, 108 in his second at bat. And then if you look at his third at bat, he had 4 pitches, hit it 102.3, and he doubled, which scored Fernando. So that got the Padres on the board late in the game, but it got the Padres on the board. He hit that at 102.3 miles an hour. In his final at bat against Anderson, he saw 6 pitches, and he ended up lining out to Riley Green, but he hit the ball 101.7 miles an hour. I did not have time to look up how many times he's had 4 at bats with over 100 miles an hour on the exit velocity. I'm going to try to do that tonight. But I gotta think that's one of his. I gotta think that's a very rare thing that Xander Bogaerts has done, and that's not even me taking shots at Xander. Not a lot of baseball players aren't going to hit the ball 4 times in a game in over 100 miles an hour. So if we're going to look at something great, or if we're going to look at a positive today, because that's what I do, Xander Bogaerts was a positive. Mime Jr. says, Yama Meatballs strikes against himself. I think Geraldo Perdomo took Yamamoto deep. So he did. Diamondbacks are up 2-0 right now. I like that. 2-0 over the Dodgers. Now, back to Xander for a second. He hit second today. Do we think that if Xander were to move down to the leadoff spot, do we think that's going to mess with his mojo? My thought is no. It's only one game. He's a professional baseball player. When you're seeing the ball well, you're seeing the ball well. I don't know that Fernando hitting first gave him better pitches. I mean, Manny right behind him definitely makes a pitcher think. They don't want to deal with Manny. They'd rather deal with Xander. But then when Xander's connecting with the ball, you don't want to deal with Xander. Do you want to deal with Manny? Manny had a hit in his first at bat today. And then you got Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill really struggled today. It wasn't a great day. And, against Tarek Skubal, lefty on lefty, it was a tough day. But he struck out 3 times, fielder's choice for his final at bat. Jay Munoz says, Xander can hit wherever he wants if he keeps hitting. Agree with that. I'm curious to see if the lineup changes at all tomorrow, or if they just run it back. I have a feeling it's going to change, but then when I say stuff like that, it ends up blowing up in my face, and it doesn't change. But we'll see. I mean, they said they were going to tinker with this lineup. They said they're going to try many different things, and they did this in spring training. And then today, I'm going back to this. I'm as Chris would say, I'm haranguing on this. I know that Craig Stammen and the Padres never said once, we're not going to hit Fernando leadoff. I know that was never said. So I can't be mad that they lied, quote unquote lied. But all indications were pointing to Fernando being in the cleanup spot. If you want to hear that whole rant, go back to the first part of the show. But if you're going to put Xander somewhere right now, I would put him at the top of the order while he's seeing the ball like he's seeing the ball. There were also some really hard hit balls today from the Tigers. And McGonigal made his major league debut, goes 4 for 5. He almost hit one out of the park, but it hit the top of the padding in right field, right near the Petco porch. So it didn't obviously get out, but that thing was on a line. McGonigal was great today. Let me see what his exit velocities. One of his was 105.9. You want to know who had the 3 highest exit velocities of the day? Xander Bogaerts was number 1, Fernando Tatis Jr. number 2 at 107.2, and Ramon Laureano at 106. And Ramon Laureano hit a home run. That's why it was at 106. So Jay Munoz says, Merrill not ready to be at the top of the lineup. Not yet. I'm going to see what happens the next couple days. But I don't really know where the best spot for Jackson Merrill is. I mean, during his rookie season, we're all complaining that he was hitting too low in the order. I personally like to see him in the 5th spot. But he's being counted on as a guy who's going to produce for them this year. So they have to have him in a spot where he's going to drive in runs. We'll see what happens with Jackson Merrill tomorrow. But I'm not worried about Jackson Merrill. I'm not worried about anyone. Nick Pivetta, even though he pitched pretty poorly, still had 11 swings and misses today. So it's not like he was so far off. And if you listen to what he said after the game, you can go to @973 the fan SD on Twitter. If you listen to what he said after the game, he said he just couldn't make the adjustments and couldn't make the moves that he needed to on the fly. And so I do expect better from Nick Pivetta next start. I think there will be a lot less pressure. But at the same time, how comfortable do we feel with Michael King? How comfortable do we feel with Randy Vasquez? Honestly, right now, I coming into today, I would have said Nick Pivetta. But right now, I have most confidence in the starting rotation with Randy Vasquez, and that's just because of what he did over spring. Michael King did not have a great spring. Nick Pivetta, he had an okay enough spring. But guys like Walker Buehler, I mean, I'm just going to have to see what Walker Buehler can do. Now, do I think that he is going to be valuable for the Padres? I do. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's motivated to have a good year. But then at the 5th spot, you got German Marquez. We'll see what he does. So right now, the best I feel about in the rotation is Randy Vasquez. He hasn't pitched yet. We'll see what happens. I believe he pitches on Saturday. But it's not the start you wanted to see from Nick Pivetta. Again, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Dominic says, Tony Gwynn opening day tomorrow. Back at it, no problem. Mime Jr. says, the NBC broadcast is clean. So I was watching the Netflix broadcast last night, and I liked the Netflix broadcast, the broadcasters. Really like that. But I was not a fan of the graphics. I was not a fan of, can we stop? Here's where we rant. Can we stop putting these stupid holograms on the back of the mound? Because if you were watching last night, there was one hologram on the back of the mound that was like moving and jumping, and it just doesn't look great. Like right now on the NBC broadcast, they have a Capital One hologram or whatever graphic on the back of the mound that they put there, but it looks like it's supposed to be there. Netflix, for all of the money that Netflix spent on this, they were not ready for the graphics. I was not impressed with that score bug. I could barely read it. Maybe I'm getting old, but I could barely read what that score bug was saying. I couldn't see who was pitching, couldn't see who was hitting, and now I just sound like Chris. SD Mike said the graphic was kind of weird. I like the booth way more than the Apple TV booth, though. Yeah, I did like the booth as well, and I'm sure Netflix is going to get better. I don't actually know when their next game that they're broadcasting is, but Netflix is definitely, going to get better. This is what they do. Happy hour, which was last hour, and this hour. Let's just say it's this hour too. Happy hour is brought to you by Geo Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call Geo Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Aztecs women lose 85-78. So their season is over. I will try and see what's going on with Chris, but we're going to head to break. When we get back, more baseball talk, more fun on the Scraby Show, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem?
Matt Scraby Show, 97.3 The Fan. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm still trying to get used to this whole show after a baseball game thing because somehow I completely missed a commercial break. So we're going to have to take another commercial break. I got to make sure we pay the bills because if we don't pay the bills, then they won't pay me. Padres lose today to the Tigers 8-2. Michael King is tomorrow. Let's actually hear from Michael King today. They caught up with him in the clubhouse. What does he have to say about tomorrow? Of course, it was muted. Let me do that again. What does he have to say about tomorrow?
Petco's a special place, and it's very fun to pitch in front of these guys. So definitely very excited.
Considering the potency of this lineup, like we saw today, how do you feel going into tomorrow?
Great. I got a game plan, and I execute to the best of my ability.
Considering what you went through a season ago, battling all that injury, what do you think tomorrow will mean to you?
I was able to get back at the end of the year, so it's just like another start to the season. Gonna approach it every start, one start at a time, and hope to string together 32 really good ones.
That was Michael King. I was watching the end of the video. He's like, "Are we done?" Sometimes baseball players, I think I'm not. Let me start this over. Sometimes baseball players, I think the questions are like second nature to everyone, but we don't know how it feels to watch a lineup put up 8 runs, put up 6 against Nick Pivetta. We don't know how that feels going into the next game. I know that Michael King's a confident guy. I know that he is a guy who believes in his ability. So I know that he is not worried, but none of us really know how that feels. We really don't. I would think it would, for me at least, this is why I'm not a major league pitcher. This is the reason. One of the many reasons I'm not a major league pitcher is I'd be like, man, this lineup's good. I didn't have a good spring, and now I'm starting against them. All right. You know what? Let's hear from Jake Cronenworth, and then we'll go to break because I got to fit that break in. I'm sorry, everybody. Jake Cronenworth on facing Tarek Skubal. Something we'll never know is what is it like to face Tarek Skubal? Here's Jake Cronenworth.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Thought we had a good plan going in. Just spot on.
No break tomorrow, is that right?
There's no breaks in the big leagues.
Thoughts on opening day? I know the result wasn't what you wanted, but emotionally, do you still get fired up for the pomp and the circumstance and the pageantry, or are you over that now?
No, it's always exciting to see the fans come out and support us. And it's like that every home game we play here, which is the best part about playing here.
I don't know if there was like someone doing drilling in the background, but obviously not a great day for the Padres. And so players are not going to be very happy to answer questions. Let me tell you that. Let's see. I don't even know. Zeppelin says King better have it together. He was getting crushed in spring training. I know. So I didn't feel comfortable with him starting opening day, but we'll see what he does tomorrow. All right. Final segment of the Scraby Show coming up. I will tell you who our Friar Friday guest is tomorrow, our inaugural 2026 season Friar Friday guest on the other side. Scraby Show, 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris, I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. All right.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Good.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Howe Studios. We know how.
really doing that right now? Are we really already crowning the Yankees champions? If it's not the Yankees, it has to be the Dodgers. Come on, people. They scored 7 runs in the first game of the season, and all of a sudden they're World Series champions. I know. You know who's going to find that annoying as well? Chris Ello. I'm going to get to him in just a second, but I promised you all I'll tell you who we're going to have on for Friday. We're going to have on the man who hit the home run today. Ramon Laureano will be on the show tomorrow. Not sure of a time yet, but we will let you know as soon as possible. All right. Chris Ello from Lawrence, Kansas. Chris, I'm sorry about the Aztecs loss. We'll be able to talk about that in the coming days, but what did you think about today's Padres game?
I think if you give Tarek Skubal 4 runs in the top of the first inning, you can probably go, to the post-game party.
That's what I said.
99 times out of 100.
Yeah.
So, I just didn't really give the club much of a chance, unfortunately. Nick Pivetta picked a bad day to have a bad day. I mean, you walk 3 guys in the first inning, and that's the ball game right there. So, unfortunate, but I think, as Tony Gwynn probably said, I'll guess, those are pretty easy to flush when you lose games like that. There isn't a whole lot you can look at and go, well, if we'd have done this and done that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he definitely said that.
Yeah, you're down 4-0, and that's it. I mean, you give it your best shot you got first and third in the first inning, and you got Jackson up, but that's what Tarek Skubal can do. So he gets out of that inning, and I kind of thought it was, hate to say a game's decided in the first inning, but today might have been one of those days.
Definitely. I mean, he was that good today. He was incredible. What did you think about the lineup with Fernando at the top? Both of us were like dying on the cliff or dying on the ledge of he's not going to be the leadoff hitter. And then he's the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad at Craig Stammen for making us look bad. No. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stay with what I've been saying, though. I still think Fernando belongs in the middle of the lineup. But, Xander hit the ball hard today. And, I don't have a problem with him leading off against lefties and Fernando batting in the middle. I still think I'd like to see Cronenworth, bat lead off against right-handers. At least give that a try.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see all that. I'm not going to, just like everybody else, try not to overreact to this game, but it wasn't a great day. It wasn't a great day for Craig Stammen or for anybody. And, the good news is you get to play again tomorrow, but I'll tell you one thing, you better not give up 4 runs in the first inning again tomorrow because Framber Valdez is pitching. So
absolutely. Final thing before I know you got to get going, but final thing is Xander Bogaerts 2 for 4 today, hit 4 balls over 100 miles an hour off the bat. I mean, that was a very, very welcome surprise today.
Yeah, I told you he's probably an MVP guy this year.
Xander Bogaerts? I was going to say, when did you say that?
I didn't say that, but yeah, obviously he hit the ball well. I mean, that's a great day, but I think a little better day for that kid who got 4 hits in his major league debut.
McGonigal.
So, yeah, it's a hell of a day for him. So, I'm glad Xander hit the ball hard. That's good. And like I said, I feel okay with him near the top of the lineup. So we'll see where they go. Just the start of things.
Yeah.
And, just you can't give up 4 in the first. You're going to lose 99% of the time, and Nick Pivetta knows that. I guarantee you, I wouldn't want to be one of the, a wall on the walkway back to the locker room in that first inning because I'm sure Nick Pivetta is as angry as anybody that happened today.
Yeah, he's a competitor, and I know it's not going to sit well with him.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. Well, quickly, the Aztecs women lost. How was the game? Did they made it a game?
Hell of a game. They made 11 threes. They put the scare into Kansas right to the final minute. I sent you guys a text before. It was so fun to be in this building, but they don't have air conditioning, Scraby.
What?
And if you can imagine how I'm feeling right now with the temperature 85 degrees outside, you know how much I hate being warm and sweaty.
Wait. This gym doesn't have air conditioning?
The most famous basketball arena in the land. They don't have air conditioning.
That is almost a crime. That is almost a crime, Chris. That is crazy.
I don't know that anybody has ever, cornered Bill Self on that. But I asked their radio guy today, and I said, can't somebody get Bill Self to donate some equipment for air conditioning? And he said, this building is so old they can't do it.
Wow.
I guess they can't put it in.
Get a new stadium at that point. I mean, I need air conditioning. There's basketball games being played there. We'll talk about this another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when I get back. But yeah, I'm still sweating. My shirt underneath my sweatshirt is soaked through. As you might imagine.
Oh, all right, Chris. Well, thank you for calling. Thank you for making time for us, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye. There goes Chris Ello. And we are coming to the end of the show. I just came up with this.
What's annoying Scrappy today? Let's find out. It's time for the Daily Gripe.
Hopefully the Dodgers fans aren't listening right now, because what annoys me, by the way, Andy Pajas, I think, hit a 3-run home run because now the Dodgers are up 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. But the Dodgers debuted new uniforms. And the outline of everything on their uniform is in gold because of their championship. So this is my daily gripe. Forcing people, and I know people probably want to buy these, forcing people to buy new jerseys because the Dodgers just don't have enough money. It is really annoying to me. I am just not a fan of the gold piping on these jerseys. It's kind of, I was going to say pretentious, but they have won the last 2 World Series. So, yeah, that was my mouth. They've won the last 2 World Series, so I guess I can't be too mad, but I'm going to be mad. I'm going to take this home with me. All right, thank you to everybody who joined the show today. Thank you to everybody who went down and visited Ben and Woods and visited Braden and Frank, Ben Woods and Paul, and Braden and Frank. It was a good opening day in regards to a fun atmosphere, and Padres baseball is back. Zeppelin says every World Series winner does it the year after. I don't think they did it last year, did they? I'm not sure. All right, that's it. Padres fall to the Tigers 8-2 on opening day. Framber Valdez, Michael King tomorrow, 6:40. And Ramon Laureano scheduled on our show for Friday. Have a great night, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.